What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. Today we have another exciting unboxing to dig into for you guys. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor, hit the thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it, everyone. It really helps get the videos pushed out there so more people can check them out. Feel free to let me know what you are carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. So we have an unboxing to dig into coming in from Real Steel. Huge shout out to them for sending this in for us to take a look at. They just recently released some new knives, and I believe this is part of that new group. This is called the Real Steel Perix, and one thing I've noticed is they're starting to use a lot more Nitro V. They're starting to use more 14C 28N, which is perfect for all of us. And then we have some paperwork in there, microfiber cloth, and our knife will be housed in that microfiber cloth. So let's see. Oh, yes. This looks good, guys, and if you are not familiar, which I was not for a long time, about Real Steel and how well done their knives are, and they are only getting better and better as time goes on. Perfectly centered out of the box. The things that matter when it comes to a knife, guys, the fit, the finish, centering, the edges, the lockup and the lock strength, the carry, the ergonomics, the stuff that really matters, they nail that stuff, guys. Just absolutely nail it. And this is an O-stop hell design right here, and this one is also going to be coming in Nitro V. We just checked out one. Is it the Kakashi, I think it was called? And that one was in Nitro V as well. And I'm glad they decided to kind of make that switch and go. They were using a lot of N690 and steels like that, which they're all right. But Nitro V, 14C, steels like that are kind of in the next class, if you ask me, especially 14C. That is in a class kind of all by itself, in my opinion. But let's take a closer look at this thing. We have a very nice drop point style blade with a swedge going all the way to the tip there. Looks ultra beautiful. I love this coating that they do. It holds up extremely well. And then we have a nice little pop of color with matching studs and the crossbar lock itself. Very nice contrast with the all black knife. It looks really, really good. And here again, we have another taco style frame, which is going to mean this is a little bit extra rigid opposed to, you know, a knife that has two separate scales. This is one complete piece of steel. So it's going to make this nice and solid. This is technically going to be an integral. That is what integral means. One solid piece. It is not titanium, but you're getting close to the next best thing when it comes to an integral. You know, a titanium integral can cost you a lot of money. And if you want to try something like that out, but you want to save a lot of money, Real Steel does a fantastic job with it, and it just makes the knives so much more comfortable in hand. It eliminates that entire spine, which is where a lot of that pressure goes. When you get into a cut, you know, just squeezing the knife is one thing, but actually pull back on that blade and see where the discomfort is. And a lot of times, first off, it's going to be right here where the spine of the knife is, because that's where a lot of the pressure is going. And then, of course, you work into this area here. But because of the wire pocket clip, that is going to be very comfortable, and that will be reversible as well for our left-hand brothers out there. Great sharpening choil, which Real Steel does very often. They nail all the functional things of the knives. The crossbar lock is really well done. Again, good protrusion from these tabs, going to be easy to get a hold of and disengage. I would say the springs are, could they be a little stronger? For me, yeah, personally, this is probably where most people are going to prefer this knife. It's still nice and snappy. I can still get a lot on it because of the placement of the studs, and they do them very, very well. A nice stepping pattern. While we're talking about the clip and all that, why don't we go ahead and we'll see what this looks like in the pocket. We'll get our Issuing Stitches Hank out here and see what this looks like in the pocket. It'll carry nice and deep, guys. Real Steel does a good job at making knives that are ultra deep. You won't see much or any of this knife poking out of the pocket, and it's going to look very clean with that type of pocket clip there. And very good retention. That textured G10 is also going to provide a lot of grip for your hand and also in the pocket. That is going to help hold that knife a lot better than a smooth finish would. You have that simple pin there. You probably pop that out. Maybe you don't even pop that out to, no, well, you might have to pop that screw out in order to switch it around. But sometimes they make them so you can just squeeze them and pull them out. We'll look at that in a separate video. But why don't we see what kind of edge they put on this Nitro V here. So let's see if it can handle a little bit of telephone book paper. And I think it can. Oh, yes. Beautiful edge. I'm telling you what, guys. I've done it myself, so I know there's other people out there who are doing the same thing. And if you are watching this video right now and you know you've hunted knives down, you've looked for that next knife just to add to your collection, or you know, a new company or a new knife, whatever it is, I did it a million times. Overlook a few select companies, and Real Steel was one of them. I always had it in my head that I wanted to try one out at some point, but it was just a constant of me going to something else because of the unsurety, you know. Real Steel doesn't get a ton of play on YouTube either. I plan on changing that. I think they are coming a hellin'. They have been for the last several months, and it looks like they're going to keep that up while changing up a few things with the steel, which is perfect. They continue to put out fantastic design after fantastic design from tip to butt. Very well done. It's just hard to overlook them at this point. But what I was going to say is, if you find a design that you like from them, I can definitely say that you should be happy. I can say that. You should be happy with your purchase from Real Steel. And if you find something you don't like about it, they will take care of you. They want to do a good job for the consumers. They're trying to do the best they can. And I think I've told them, you keep doing what you're doing and you guys are going to be just fine. Because they have some crazy stuff out now with the Evolution, a premium ended knife out of their lineup, which is just amazing. And if they have more stuff like this in the premium line in store, they have more stuff like this in the affordable line. I mean, they are just killing it. Next to Cold Steel and off-grid knives, I think Real Steel is up there with the best production user knives in the entire game. And I also put them up there at this point after trying out different crossbar locks from them, trying out the Evolution button frame lock knife from them. They have Vastid type traits in them. The innovation, the not afraid to try new things, putting out more and more models. I can see that in them. And if that's the case, that is really good for all of us, because we're going to be in store for some fantastic knives coming out of Real Steel. The Pathfinder, the Sacra, I'm going to miss one, but the Pathfinder, the Sacra, the Hugin, this one here, A bunch of them, guys. They are just absolutely killing it, and it's really exciting to see. And it's another way of me saying I've been wrong. It's not like I've said not to pick up a real steel or anything like that, but just knowing myself and thinking back about all the times I looked at a Sacra or a Pathfinder, because those are kind of their two bigger name models, and then the Hugin and Mugen, I think is what it's called, backing those two up. I overlooked them. I was wrong about, I shouldn't have been scared to go pick one up because they're awesome. And I will have links to Real Steel down there, entirely up to you if you use them links. I believe I still have an active code on the Evolution as well, which will take some money off of that. But those are entirely up to you guys if you use them. Why don't we go ahead and, well, I don't even think we need to get the whacker out. Solid. Just solid. Great job. Comfortable. Slicey as all hell. Nice and thin. You got O-Stop Hell bringing in the design with Real Steel bringing in the solid build. Good size as well. This is going to be, considerably a full-size knife. All the things that you want out of your tools, out of your knives, Real Steel does just that. And that's one thing I commend them for. They're not necessarily focused on maybe the aesthetics. I mean, they are, but that's not at the forefront. Too many companies these days are worried about all the wrong things that make a knife. Worry about the aesthetic. All that stuff will come with a solid build. The action and that type of thing will come with a solid knife. So worry about, edges and lockup and ergonomics and carry, stuff like that, the stuff that matters, and everything else will fall into line, in my opinion. You guys will have to let me know. What do you think of Real Steel? Is it a company that you maybe have overlooked in your past buying days? You'll have to let me know. And if not, what are some of your favorite Real Steel knives? I love hearing from you guys, especially on these newer knives. Hit the thumbs up button. I always appreciate that, everyone. If you're new here, we release videos just like this one every single day. Hit the subscribe button, ring the little bell. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I'll throw up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next one.